this is Dale Calvert. Today is Friday, June 12th. I'd like to welcome you to this week's MLM Minute. And I just want to talk about something, get you to think about something, because if you're letting this happen, you're missing the boat. And that's basically what I want to tell you, and I want to warn you not to let this happen. And what I see, and this is from personal experience as well as just observing other people and clients and customers, and the concept is the more marketing educated we become, the less of a student we become. And that sounds like a total paradox. The more marketing educated we become, the less of a student we become. And it probably could be said, the more marketing educated we become, the more buyer resistance that is created. I've always believed that you learn a subject, you focus on that subject, you devote all your time and your energy and your direction on a specific subject, whether it's lead generation or whatever it is, how to blog, how to use Twitter, how to use YouTube. There's 1,000 things in the internet marketing world, and the problem is people learn a little bit about this, 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 and they don't focus. So you have to focus in on one particular area, study it, learn everything you can, put the information that you learn into action so you master it, repetition, you master it, now you have it, now go learn something else. And that's what we talk about in our non-geek internet marketing program. And if you haven't checked that out, www.geekinternetmarketing.com. But regardless of that, what happens is we start learning about marketing in general, headlines, sales letters, terms and words that at one time the average population out there really didn't know what they meant. Headline, sales letter, bullet points, testimonies. And what happens is it creates a resistance because we understand from a marketing perspective what's happening to us as we start reading about a particular product or service. And sometimes buyer resistance takes over and we don't do it. And that's good a lot of times. But the main thing that I want to share with you guys is if you're learning about, we talked about Twitter last week, and we told you about TwitterMarketingTips.com. If you're learning about Twitter, then invest some time, energy, resources, and learn everything you can about Twitter, and then move to something else and move to something else. Where we get messed up is as we start to learn more and more about marketing, we become less of less of a student because of buyer resistance. You never ask what it costs, only what is it worth. You never ask the cost, only what is the worth. The worst investments I have made in my life, without question, are the ones that I didn't make. And when you invest in yourself and personal growth, personal education, personal development, that's the best investment you can make. And that's really not what this is about. I just want you to be aware, because I think what's happening, it seems like the more knowledge a person gets and the more they obtain, the more understanding, the less of a student they become, and which creates buyer's resistance and seminar resistance and everything else, because we tend to think we already know it. Just because you know something doesn't mean that you're profiting from it. Are you taking the information, putting it into action, and creating results? See, knowing it means nothing. It's the implementation of the knowledge. Just think about this. When you're green, you're always growing, and when you write, you write. Don't ever write. Continue to learn, grow, develop, focus, and it's exciting times to be an entrepreneur, that's for sure. Hope this helped you, gives you something to think about this weekend. This is Dale Calvert. We'll see you next week on the MLM Minute.